I think it's working. Yay! Hello, VLR Nation. I'm Megania, and I'm here with Adis and Nats. And today we are gonna speak about China. And when we have finished to speak about China, we obviously gonna speak about EMEA. Adis, Nats, can you say a little bit hello for the audience?
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Uh,
I'm a bit heartbroken right now because
why?
Tech lost to EDG. Tech got
Yeah,
destroyed by EDG. But you know.
yeah. I
Oh,
admit, I think everyone believed until the end they could have won, and Haven was
yeah. They
harsh.
they choked. They should have won Icebox, to be honest.
I also
There
think
were so
so.
many rounds.
It was their map,
Yeah.
and you know, oh yeah, I hate when team trade their map pick, and so this is a good way to introduce the first subject, the group alpha of Chinese Taiwan, and the question is who is gonna make, who is gonna win the first place, who is gonna finish second, etc., etc., etc. But before, let's start about today's games with EDG versus Tech. So, three games. EDG kinda choke on the early of the first games that cost them Lotus, I think. And
Yeah.
Aegis, what do you think about this game?
Oh, man, the Lotus, it was so nice. It was so nice. I mean, I just want to bring up the fact that before the game started, when after the teams did the walkout and they were gonna do like the fist bumps again in the huddle, they did one giant team huddle with all five of the players or all 10 of the players from both teams, all the coaches, and I just want to say that's very sus. It's very sus that all the teams got together and Tech lost. You know, like it. I just want like some riot check in, please, to see if this game was rigged or not because who knows? It might have been rigged. It might have we might have some win trading going on. I definitely saw some rounds by Tech that would be considered win trading. Um especially on Icebox and Haven. But yeah, no, but all that aside, I think Tech played well, Lotus. And then EDG kind of they're in I like the Icebox and their Haven didn't really tell me much about like EDG strats wise. It just showed me that their players were just diffing um back really hard, especially Smoggy. Smoggy had like amazing game. He's kind of had a resurgence in the past 2 weeks. Yeah. That's what do you think?
Okay. So my camera isn't working, but we shall
You're
talk about it
back!
Oh,
anyways. Oh, no,
we're
I'm
back.
back.
We're back.
We're back. Okay. So as a proud EDG lover, I just want to say, um, we're finally Smoggy is back. Okay, Smoggy played an insane game today. He's been like sleeping for like the entirety of this year, and I feel like he's finally getting back into the rhythm. He top fragged on like DRG against DRG. Now he's top fragging against Tech. I feel like we're finally like resurging with Smoggy, right? So that's a great point. I think Chishu's still quite on form. I think Kang Kang played an insane series as well. I think individually wise, EDG looked great. Now I want to talk about Gianni for a second because it's his second game in, and he did not play great. Okay, he utility wise, he doesn't feel really like a initiator player. Like he's constant. There's a lot of flashing of Kang Kang. You know, maybe that's because there's a new player, and then like put that in. But there was never like that problem with Simon, and also like Simon as well now has meshed with the team, and he's always throwing good util. No matter what he's doing, he's always throwing good util. And even on you could make the argument that Gianni's brought in because they need the Yoru, right? But like Kang's playing Yoru on Haven. They're experimenting with Kang on Yoru. So you're really just putting Gianni in for a single map where Kang's playing Chamber and he's playing Yoru, which is like you're really sacrificing one of the best initiator utility wise, right? In Simon over Gianni, who doesn't play the role that well, isn't playing Yoru enough to justify putting Kang Kang playing Yoru enough to justify putting him over Simon. And then also you're having problems with EDG, which is like uh he's just not fragging, you know? if he was like dropping like 70 kills like the other EDG players, you could make an argument. Oh, he's a great fragger. Maybe that's what EDG want. But that's not what EDG want. First of all, we've seen in the past that utility is what EDG needed to win like champs, and we also see that Gianni is not a fragger. He's just there. I don't know what he's bringing to this team that Simon can't bring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Anyways, that's
yeah,
my point about EDG.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, it was a really great bio. So now I think we can move on the two FPX games. So FPX versus Nova and FPX versus DRG. That both ended 2-0 against FPX, but three of those maps were really close. They lose, I think, 11-13 and 10-13 against Nova, and 11-13 against DRG, and then totally get destructed by on the last map. I think really the BO between FPX and Nova could have gone in both direction. The two game, yeah, the two games could have been in FPX favor, but Nova was really strong and they become stronger and stronger each week pass. So it's gonna be really interesting for the late. Do you have anything to say about the Nova versus FPX game, Alice?
I mean, just for the Nova game, I mean, I think this gives me more faith in Nova to be more consistent, because I think that was one of the questions after Nova lost their first game, was because we thought they would be good, and then they lost the first game to who did they lose the first game to? I forget.
Tech, I think.
Honestly, I don't even remember.
Didn't the
No,
did...
no, no.
Ah
Technically,
no, they
Nova next
playing
week.
Tech. Yeah, you're right.
They lost
DRG?
DRG. They lost against DRG, and then like people were like, oh, like, and then so far after that they've gone on to win all their games, and I feel like this just gives me even more faith in them to be more consistent. On that side, and on the FPX side, this just shows, I think, the weakness as having Autumn as your IGL, especially because like he's saying stuff, they're translating into Mandarin. That's how they're doing other strats, and I think it's like catching up to them when they go against these teams that don't have to rely on that much.
Hmm. Matt, anything to say about the Nova versus FPX game?
First of all, I just want to say it's great times for Nova. I mean, like just as Katie said, Nova have played around 3 bad series. I feel like this entire year. It was one against it was twice against DRG, and the one time was in like in the VCT evolution against TE. In fact, besides that, all their series they've played like relatively they played good Valorant, right? And I think if they keep it up, they're looking for one of the top teams in China right now. I think they're fighting for that first place with how EDG has sort of like slipping right now. I feel like it's all about the competition against with like the other groups BLG, but I'm expecting Nova to finish top of their group. That's with Nova though. Now on moving on to FPX, a bit of a disappointment. FPX right now, they started off 2-0. They were looking like they were maybe going to take that group even flawless, right? But then after beating, I think it was Tech and Tyloo, they've not looked that great. I mean, they're struggling against like they're bringing series really close, but in general they're just like struggling, right? I think that FPX have not really beaten a good team yet, so I think their earliest stage performance was a bit of a fluke, right? Not really in the fluke in
Yeah,
the sense that
I,
not in the fluke that sense that like they were just like really good as for like that certain moment or like they got really lucky, but in the sense that they're frauds. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that they played good Valorant because they were playing against teams that weren't playing good Valorant. Now that they're facing teams that know a little more about what they're doing, have a little more fragging power, they're struggling quite a bit, and you can see that the autumn IGL is affecting them a bit. You can see a bit of miscoordination, some rounds where if they just played slightly better, they could have won the series, right? I mean, if you stream it, you could say that, oh, maybe it's FPX's individuals underperforming, but you don't see that. If you look at these games, all their players are playing significantly. You look at Yosemite, he's playing like a top player in China. I think he has like a 1.4 rating before the FPX versus DRG game. it was incredible. He's playing incredible for this team. A has been playing a little off his game compared to his peak, but he's still a good individual. Awesome or great. You know, it's not like you can say that um that these players are themselves are bad. It's just that I think there's a little bit of the communication is just like screwing them over as it always has been with Autumn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I think I won't say a weakness, but a problem in FPX is I think they don't pick their best map. You know, in the first game, they pick Icebox, and I think the Icebox is the map against where they lose against Tyloo. So if you lose against Tyloo on Icebox, maybe you are not that good. And again, they lose this Icebox. I think they have a very good Pearl, but they don't pick it early. Because I think the Viper on Pearl brings some interesting things, and yet it's um, it's kinda a shame they didn't do it. And next on DRG, so it's make my transition for DRG, and you are not back. You have disappeared again, Nat. Um,
That's
and
crazy.
yeah, and so yeah, the DRG game against FPX, the map they selected was still not Pearl. It was it Ban? I will check it because no, DRG bind as
The,
Icebox.
then
So
Icebox.
so that means maybe FPX would have
Pearl
picked
was third
Icebox,
map.
and they pick Haven, and only Pearl remain at the end. And I really want to see more of FPX on Icebox. And on this game, it was really interesting because DRG pick again Viper on Ascent, and again DRG will win with Viper on Ascent, and picking Viper on map that is not doing was kinda the signature of FPX, and now it's starting to become a little bit the signature of DRG, and it's really interesting because I think the coach of FPX went to DRG, so now the actual coach of DRG was the previous coach of FPX, and I wonder if we will see more ancient FPX composition on maps with DRG.
So you just, I don't know, your avatar just.
He just like flops down. It was like,
Yeah, my PC is crashing right now. So yeah, I'm so sorry. I will put a little bit of light, it will be better, I think. Up. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
everything is bugging today.
no, but for DOG, I think, like you said, like the Viper on Ascent, I feel like, I feel like DOG are like really, alright, how should I say, like, I think people have stopped running Viper as much. Like you can see this, like Viper used to be like almost used on almost every map, right? Um, but then she's like stopped being used. I think when they nerfed her to not make her orb like pick up a ball, which was a big nerf to her.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's still very good, and I think just teams aren't using them. And I'm like, I'm glad that DRG is using her, and like maps that where it's like Ascent where it's like not really picked that much because she's still very very good, and like she could be meta, but just teams don't pick her, you know. Because
Yeah.
I think when teams do pick her, they use her in like a wrong way.
I think it's
I don't
kinda
know.
a race, you know? Each time Riot nerf Viper, pro players see another way to play her to being broken. So it's a run. Who will gonna win between Riot nerfing her and pro player and coach finding new things on her? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nats, a word on this DRG versus FPX game?
I mean, this one was just disappointing, right? I mean, I feel like FPX came in with like as the favorites for the series. I feel DRG weren't looking that good, and then FPX were looking even after losing to Nova, right? You expected still a little more than because Nova were looking like one of the best teams, right? And then you come into the server, you're expecting bad. You see Yosemite. I think he hits like a 4K immediately. Ion hits a 4K. You're like, oh my gosh, FPX are cleaning the series up. They were super up on Haven. I don't know what the score exactly was, but like they were looking to win Haven. Ascent, sorry. They're looking to win Ascent, and then Vukashi shows up and drops like goes like plus 25 on them, and they
Yeah.
lose the series.
Yes. Yeah, that's the problem with the RG. It's really Vokashu dependent. If Vokashu, if it's a game life, they can beat anyone. But if he's not in a good day, maybe they can lose anyone. I don't know. Edis?
I wouldn't say that. I would say Bukashu, like when has a good day, or like which is most of the days he plays. To be fair
Yeah,
to him,
yeah.
like they can beat definitely like a lot of the mid-table teams, which there are like a lot more of in China now. And then like when he's not having like one of his crazy days, then it's more likely that one of the bottom teams can beat them. I don't think like if you put him against like Tai Lu or like ADG, AG, I don't think any of them are beating them. But um,
Okay. Any point to add on this game between FPX and MDRG, and we can go to the present right now. We talked about the future, so
yeah,
now it's the
let's
present.
go to the
Let's go to the
present.
future.
So the
Oh, the present. Yeah, let's go to
present
the present.
is a situation, a weird situation where the situation is a weird situation where we have a lot of teams with 2 points: Nova, DRG,
Yeah.
FPX, Tech, and only two teams with not with another ranking. So Tailu which in 0-3 and EDG which in 3-1. And Nova and I don't know. I think it's Nova and Tailu that still have one game late because they're playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yes, now this is really close, and it will depend a lot on the future games, and so the future is now the third part of this group Alpha of China. Nova versus Tailu. Adis, what is the winning condition for Tailu?
For Nova to go back to how they looked at the very beginning of the split. I mean, they just need like. To be fair to Tyler, I don't think Tyler is the worst team in China. I think that definitely goes to AG. Now, I think I would say that Tyloo might be better than JDG. I guess we won't know because they're not in the same group. But like they're not like they're pretty bad, right? But like they're not like god awful. So I feel like if Nova like I still don't think Tyloo has any chance of winning. But like if Nova just play like absolutely shit and Tyloo all like perform amazingly, then like I can maybe see it happening. But like overall, give them like 10% chance. I don't know.
You're
You
generous.
see,
Nats.
I can sell you Tyloo Copium, okay? So listen to
Give me the
the
hopium.
one Tyloo fan out there. Listen to me right now, okay? You have two incredible individuals, Y2 and Slowly. Slowly is a top player in any region. He just needs a good team to show it, okay? You may have three bombs on Tyloo, but Tyloo, okay? They come up with good ideas. If you look at that EDG game, if you look at their game against FPX and Tech, they are a team that are having good ideas and they just don't have the individuals to put up, okay? But if we just have a Slowly masterclass, I believe in Tyloo. Tyloo, and you just need Nova to look like how Nova played against DRG twice, right? When they played against DRG, when they had one guy just fragging out, they crumbled, okay? They could not shut down Vukashu. So now you bring in Slowly, right? Slowly, if Slowly puts up a Vukashu level performance, I think Nova are just going to struggle against that. They don't know how to beat a guy who's just unkillable, right? And then if you look at it, Tyloo played a super close game with Tech, and Tech look pretty damn good right now. Okay, they are not as bad as they once were. So if you bring Tech to like a very close map, right, and they also win another map, then what's else to say you're gonna beat Nova on their worst day? I give them at least 20%.
5%, I won't give them more. So we are still gonna talk about Tailu. Nats, defend your pick. You are in red. You are the big N in next to the Tailu, which means you bet on Tailu versus DRG. What are your arguments for that?
Tyloo, okay, listen. DRG did just win, but okay, I've been sold on this Tech copium. Okay, look, I knew. You see, I've been snorting that Tech copium. Actually, I think Tech can qualify. I think Tech could make Toronto even. Okay, I've been
Yeah.
watching how they've been playing, and I've been impressed. Today they played EDG. They played super close series. They beat them on Lotus. I think if everything goes right, and if Yukaku does not show up, I'm just saying, if Lukaku does not drop 70, Tech win the series no matter what.
Okay, so
That's
you
my
bet
argument
on
right
the
there.
you bet on the fact Vokashu will have a bad day.
Yeah, it's because this team is Lukaku or nothing.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but Vokashu, even if he have some day off, but also some big day in, it's not even a day off, it's a normal day, but a normal day for the RX mean you lose, so I have to call that a day off. So, yeah, no, I think they are gonna win. Even if Vokashu is not in a good day, it's gonna be a 50-50, but if it's on a good day, and it usually be on a good day, it's gonna be an easy win for the RG. Edis?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think just even on like their average, or like a worse day for Lukaku, it's still that it's going to be a close game, and I don't think Lukaku is going to have like an underperformance here. I mean, he obviously could, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. Like I said, I give him like a,
Okay.
I don't know, maybe like a 20% chance.
Oh, yeah, I understand. I
Oh
20,
can
wow,
20,
understand.
30.
20. That's
20, 30.
harsh. That's
You know, I'll
harsh.
give him 30. I'll give him 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next game is Tech versus Nova, which is an interesting game because actually the two teams are tied, but well, Nova would probably be 3-1 if they beat Tailu. What are your opinion on that, Nat?
Ah, you see, I've made a mistake. Okay, listen. I came in. I confidently said Nova are gonna smash Tech. I hop onto the EDG game. I see Tech 7-0 to EDG or something. It was something ridiculous, 7-2 or something. And I was like, and I
Seven
told
one.
7-1, and I was like, switch it. I believe in Tech. Tech gonna beat Nova, and then Tech lose the series. So listen, maybe Tech. I think they just lost to Smoggy. They lost to Chichu. They lost to Kang Kang. It's all good. GG go next. Then move on to the next game. They're not gonna face a Chichu, a Kang Kang, a Smoggy. Nova maybe a little more coordinated than EDG right now, but I believe in the squad. I have just pure belief. That's nothing more, nothing less.
Hades,
So,
defend
so
your.
you're changing to tech? You're changing to tech?
Yes, I have Tech winning.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. So go Hades.
So
I give him like
listen,
15% my vote.
listen. I had tech picked from the very beginning because, as you know, I'm contracted to pick them. But every week I've believed more and more in them, and I think this week has just given, even though they lost, right? Let's just say they did lose badly on Haven, and they did lose like not like a close game on Icebox, but they playing against EDG here just gave me a lot of hope for them. Because to me this shows that they can play against top level teams in the region and they can play close to them, like when they are all like online. And I still think Nova are like favorites here. I probably favor Nova like maybe 65, 70, 70%. But I don't know, like there's just something about tech where it's like if all of their players are online, then they could win. Like I could see an upset happening. I could see them, like you said, going to like genuinely going to Toronto if like all of their players are online and their stats look good and
But the tournament is
they make it
offline,
consistent.
right?
Huh?
But the tournament is offline.
Yeah. Yeah. But so yeah, no, maybe we won't see him, but I don't know, like this pure it's getting less and less pure cope. It started out as pure cope. Like as the weeks have gone on, it's less and less cope. I think Nova, right? Like they're a very good team and they're definitely massive favorites, but I don't know if they all fry. Who's gonna go against them? Like their best player is CB, gets aura farmed by RB. Okay, like RB clears like CB. Like he's his father. Who else they got? Guanji, he's nothing. Uwu, or how do you even pronounce his name? I have no idea.
Well,
Nobody knows how to pronounce his name.
listen,
He has no aura. Obone, he's gonna get bone. Azir, I don't even know what to do with his name because it's such a shit name. But yeah, no, Tech 2-0, going Tech win every game, buy the Tech bundle. We're going all the way, baby. I believe.
Okay,
Anyway,
64. I give Nova 60-40 to be fair. I think Tech is
oh,
kinda good.
that's more than I give him. So
Yeah, but
sorry, I mean no, I mean that's less than I give him. Sorry, like I
yeah,
give him 70.
let's be honest. In this group, besides the Tyloo games, I think every of these games are pure coin flip. Anyone can beat anyone. It depends of if this player gonna do a good day, this player is not gonna do a good day. What is gonna happen? I don't even know, and that's the reason why I voted for FPX versus EDG because this tournament, this group make absolutely no sense. So EDG doing one
Why?
good day, one bad day, one good day, one bad day. They have a pretty mid day, but they ended up winning. So maybe next one will be a bad day. So I don't know. Also, yeah, I think FPX can be better. I don't think they are favorite. I think it's a little bit the choice of the art there, or maybe the choice of. I believe they can pick Pearl directly, and maybe winning Pearl may change things if they understand that they are really good on this map. And if it's not happening, yeah, we don't know. But this game will depend a lot on if the individual of EDG are showing up or not.
Yeah.
Nat,
Can I?
Alice, yeah,
Oh, I just wanted to say, can we? If these groups are so unbalanced, like I know, like we didn't know coming in that they were going to be unbalanced, but like I think the five team, like all the teams in this group except for Tyloo, would probably be like, or like would probably place above like half the teams in the other group. Like maybe even like I think they're like AG, JDG, Wolves, like maybe even Trace, like with how Trace has been playing recently. You know, I mean like maybe XLG is like because they're super inconsistent. You know, like the other group, there's like only one good team, and there's like two inconsistent teams and then three trash teams. You know, and then this group, you know, we got like all the inconsistent teams, but like they're all like so much better than these other teams. And I'm like, come on, like Tech, come on, man. Like why couldn't Tech have been in the other group? You know, like
Dude.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, whichever, because you were when you came into this group, right? You were thinking Tech and Tai Lu, they're gonna be like also qualifying the top teams. JDG, AG are gonna also qualify the top teams, but then Tech come in, they're looking good, and then you're just kind of looking at the other group with AG and JDG, and you're like,
And
what?
like Wolves
Like,
underperforming, Trace underperforming, XLG being super inconsistent. You know, like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
I mean, it's just
sucks.
like, especially if you just like if you look about it, it's like the other results don't really matter for the group because JDG and AG are only gonna beat each other.
Yeah.
So, and then you look at this group and it's super competitive. Like BLG are like 4-0 right now, and then you look at like Tech Nova. Like I mean, sorry, yeah, this Tech these other group and it's like all 2-1s. Everyone can qualify besides Tyloo.
I mean, yeah, and even like Ty Lue, they played like the besides versus EDG, they played like 2-1s versus the two teams they lost against. You know,
Yeah,
even though like
Tyloo's
they're
not
not
that
like
bad. It's
completely
just
shit. Yeah,
yeah, they're just in a hard group.
yeah. Anyway, anyway. Um.
you still want to say something on EDG versus FPX, Hades or not?
Oh no no. Oh,
Okay,
EDG versus FPX.
yeah,
Wait. I mean, I have EDG, right? I mean, I just even how EDG like even if EDG like all shit the bed and you know none of their players show up, I still think they're gonna be FPX. Like I don't like I just don't like I think FPX at their best with this roster, like their current strats would not be like average EDG, you know? And
interesting.
I don't
I
think
can agree
EDG
with
is
that.
gonna I
I
think
think
EDG are only get better with like another week.
I think if you look at like FPX, right, they're not playing great Valorant either. You know, if you were playing like this, if this was like against Nova, I'd be a little more confident saying Nova. But FPX haven't been playing great, and you look at EDG. their individuals all doing well, right? You just need it's just that little confusion with like Simon Jenny, right? And then you also need to look at the fact that like, maybe the shots are a little bit off. Kang's still not quite used to that Yoru, but like they're still fine as a team. They're not okay. EDG are still going to qualify for playoffs, bare minimum. Okay, they're not going to be bottom 8 in China, and I don't see them losing to FPX. Not when their players are playing so well, right? Smoggy can bail them out. Nobody can bail them out. Kang can bail them out. TG can bail them out. Like every player on the squad, except for the fifth guy, can like just like save them from like utter disaster. And FPX are not a team where they are expected to be such a level that they can be saved from just individualness, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I
think.
still see EDG winning.
But don't worry. Whatever it happen, I think EDG is already ensured to be at least top 4. I think in the group because Tech and Nova play. Ah no. Oh yeah, there are possibility because now it's time to talk about what our prediction mean on the final result of the group. So Tailu, we said Tailu would lose the 2 game. I don't think it's not absurd to think that Nat is back. Yeah, perfect. So in this situation, so EDG, Nova, and DRG will be at 3 points. So there are still 2 games that have to be played: Tech versus Nova, and FPX versus EDG. If Boost Tech and FPX win, then we're gonna have a five-way main tie, and I don't think it's not impossible. I would give this scenario something like 5%, 10% it's happening. But yeah, so let's just be honest and say, okay, Tech win. Tech win and EDG win. So in that scenario, it would be FPX that would be out, EDG that would end first, Tailu that would be out, and Nova, DRG, and Tech will depend on the team with 2 matchup at 2 at advantage automatically advance. So in that scenario, it will be we have to check who beat who. So if this scenario we predict happen, DRG has beat Nova.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah.
I think it's based on round differential for the placements, right?
No, it's based on the.
I thought it was
matchup.
head-to-head first, and then
Yeah.
map diff, and then round diff.
Yep.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So that means it will be really important to 2-0 Tailu because anything can happen if you don't 2-0 Tailu.
We want them to lose to Tailu. What are you saying? We
No,
want Tech to playoffs.
Yeah, but I was saying, yeah, you want Nova lose 1 game to Tailu. It's that. Yeah.
Yeah. I want every team to lose except for Tech. And Tailu. I want Tailu to win too.
You want Tailu to win?
No, just to make it better for Tech.
Okay. So I'm just checking, and DRG has beat Nova, Tech has beat DRG, and in this scenario, Tech would have beat Nova. So we would end in a situation where Tech would if this happened, if Tech beats Nova, it would mean that Tech would be seed 2 because they would have 2 wins. I think DRG would have beat Nova, and Nova would have lose twice against Boost Tech and DRG. So we would have Nova in loser brackets, DRG playing against the second of the other group, Tech playing against the third of the other group, and EDG being in first.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's if Tech loses? Can you do if Tech loses?
Yeah,
please?
I can do that. If Tech loses, so
Thank you.
Tech is here. Nova is here, I think. Yeah. Nova beat EDG, so Nova would be seed 1. EDG would be second. And play against the third. DRG will remain third, I think, and Tech will go in a loser bracket. So it's really important game. They have to not lose it. No, wait. Wait. FPX did beat Tech. Yeah, FPX did beat Tech. So in that situation, Tech would be out.
Wait, so Tech have to
win.
So
So
Tech
you
have
need
to
Tech
win.
to win.
Unless wait, so is there another scenario where Tech loses and they still make it? I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, if
I know somebody
if
was
someone
saying.
drop again against Tailu, I think.
Wait, if FPX lose to EDG, do they still? How
Yeah.
many wins? Doesn't it Tech win based on wins?
No, because FPX has beat Tech and it's head-to-head matchup.
Yeah, Tech. Yeah, it's head to head when it's tied.
Wait,
Okay,
wait.
wait. So
What's Tech's record compared to FPX's? Are they both 2-1?
they're both 2-2.
2-0. FPX has beat Tech 2-0.
Oh, they're both 2-2 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I see.
maybe I'm mistaken because. Oh, but
But
well,
FPX play EDG. Well, no. I think you're wrong because I think if FPX lose to EDG, or wait, no, maybe I'm wrong. Because FPX lose to EDG, which they probably will, they're down. Tech lose to Nova,
Wait,
then yeah, no, wait.
if if DRG wait, DRG play against Tyloo though.
Wait, if Tyloo wins, here, just hear me out. If Tyloo wins, DRG will be 2-3. So
Yeah, and then
move
Tech's
DRG down, and then Tech has the head-to-head on DRG. This is what we need. We should we're all cheering for Tyloo. We need Tyloo to
Yeah.
win. We need Tyloo to win or Tech to beat Nova.
Yeah, either Tech if Tech
Or
beat Nova, they're guaranteed to qualify. If Tyloo beat DRG, they're guaranteed to qualify.
this game will be so
I don't know
important.
if they're yeah. Is
Yes,
there
they
another one?
will.
I'm just thinking.
No, because Tech lost to everybody else head to
No,
head, right?
there's no other one. So yeah, they have these are their two options. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Man, why do they have to face FPX first, man? Like literally, they would have lost to any team. Like Tech would have lost to any team in the first week because they were like leaning into the waylay and all their comps were shit.
Yeah,
And then like
if
after
you like
that, they instantly got like 100 times better. Like
if you put Tech against like EDG Nova first two games, right, and then you let all the other games play them out. I think Tech go like 4-2, bro. It's it's
yeah,
ridiculous.
no, it's crazy. It's because they literally only like lost the first game because they were like in the waylay craze, you know. But I mean, it sounds like cope, but like the fact like that they played this good, right? I feel like it was just Waylon. Anyway, not now that we've gone through the tech cope, should we go to the next
Yeah.
the other group?
Just let me order.
Yeah.
So I order, so I have a correct power ranking. So we
Yes,
choose to we keep the Tech winning against Nova, or you prefer change your opinion and say
I say tech wins. Come on, lock it
Nats,
in.
Nats, you are the tiebreaker because I say Nova win.
I mean, I credit Tech. I'm going with my Tech. I believe in Tech.
Perfect. Okay, so
go.
Tech is so EDG first, Tech second. I think.
Wait, is tech really second? Oh
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
they
that's
are. They
second.
are.
Because there would be tie with DRG and Nova, if I'm not mistaken.
Would
they
Nova
have
be
the
above
matchup.
DRG? Nova beat DRG,
Nova, no, DRG
Or
beat
no,
Nova.
they lost.
It
They
was
lost.
week one. It was week one.
I always forget that it's the week one matchups, man. The week one matchups.
So yeah,
shit.
the stakes between Tech and Nova will be so high because
Yeah, no.
if Nova lose, they are in the loser bracket. If Tech win, they are. If Tech lose, they are out. And
Yeah.
I think Bussards
Realistically,
too if
though,
they win.
tech probably not gonna be. This is probably that is probably not gonna be what we see. But
And
a
Nova,
man can dream. A man can dream.
and Nova is gonna be seed one if they win. I think.
Oh, so the
Yeah,
seed
no,
one or
Nova
the
will
seed
definitely
four?
see. Yeah.
That's so funny.
And also
Yeah.
keep
So
in mind
what
that
would be the other one? It would be sorry. It would be Nova,
If you
EDG, DRG, FPX, Tech, Tyler. Would be the other one.
Yes.
Nova would be what the fuck? Nova would be here, and Tech would be here, basically, if we change.
Yeah. I see. And then EDG second, FPX fifth.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And keep
Anyway.
in mind that the five main way tie scenario where FPX beat EDG is possible, and with how EDG is so inconsistent, it's not impossible. It can happen.
That's true.
That would be the conclusion.
Wait.
That'd be crazy to see.
Yeah. but
Mm.
this group has been crazy so far. So I think I think I didn't make. You see, if my preds are good, but my preds are a little bit shaky, you know. But if my prediction are good, uh, we have the 5 man tiebreak.
5-man
Yeah, the
tie.
5-man
Wow.
tiebreak would be crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I low-key want to see it. I want to see it. That'd be crazy.
yeah.
Wait. Can Tyloo still qualify if they win? They can win both their games, right? And Tyloo qualify.
Um,
Um,
I don't think they're officially out, right? So I think they definitely can still qualify in some way. But
it depends if Tyloo, if Tyloo
yeah,
still a
if
win.
they win their next 2 games, and then I think they have to go down. They have to hope for like ties, and then go down to like map because I
Rounds.
think it's only
Or
head to
rounds
head
down.
if it's 2 teams, but if it's multiple teams, it's
So
just down
important
to map
info.
right?
Yeah, important information before going to the next one. If it's a +4 weight tie, it's gonna be map differential first. So I think Tech
Oh
isn't
yeah,
that bad.
it's +4.
So
Yeah.
I'm just getting
what we're hoping
flashbacks to
for.
America's last year.
Yeah. So if we're hoping for no Tech to qualify, we need Tyloo to lose to Nova, but to
No.
beat
Any win,
BRG.
any win for Tyloo is good, I think.
It's good for
Yeah,
Tech.
no, we want Tyloo to win both their games, Tech to win their game, and then EDG FPX doesn't matter, but preferably EDG beat FPX.
Yeah.
Oh
I
no,
see.
EDG
I
FPX
see.
does matter. We want EDG to beat FPX.
Okay. Oh, there's so many things.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So we're just cheering for Tyloo, Tech, and EDG.
I'm
I
gonna
see. Okay.
continue cheering for FPX, but yeah.
But
Next
but,
group.
but the Tyloo and EDG ones don't matter as much. Yeah, next group.
Okay, so next group. I hope it's gonna work. Hop, 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 and it's perfect. It's worked. Perfect. So
Yes, it's working.
let's start with the past. The past was AG versus BLG. I don't think we have a lot of things to say on that game. Easy win for
Yeah.
BLG. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so second game it was BLG versus Wolves. That was a really interesting games. Aedis, do you have something to say on this precise game?
I mean, Wolves on a map, and they played Lotus close, which was interesting. And I think they actually could have won it. They were up 11-5, right? Or wait, am I tripping? I might be tripping.
On which map?
Lotus, wait.
Lotus. I will
Yeah,
check
no.
on
Yeah, no.
VLR.
They were up. They were up. My thing's like bugging out. Wait,
Nine free.
this
Nine
can't
free
be correct.
curse.
They were
Almost
up
9 free
nine
curse
three,
for
and then
Lotus.
okay, yeah. They were up. Wait, how are? Oh, okay, no. I'm bugging, bro. I'm like actually, I'm running on 1 hour of sleep from 2 days ago. No, but Lotus was close. But Wolves managed to pull it out, and good on them, I guess, for winning a map. But the other 2 maps, they just got destroyed. I feel like it was a classic case of like one of the mid-table or bad teams only having like one pretty good map and then getting destroyed. I feel like this just gives me like I was already low on Wolves, so this doesn't really like push me in that direction. I was already high on BLG, so it doesn't really do anything for me there.
You
Yeah.
know,
But I don't know.
you know. See, I was gonna slide in "Where's Too Fat Baby" joke, but fortunately, my dad and my toast is not here today.
I
But
was also gonna say that. I was gonna say he missed out because I was waiting for I can't even do the jingle, man. Like I don't know. But
Too
yeah, no.
Fat Baby.
Baby. Yeah. Um. Yeah, but Sue Fat Baby went -13, so yeah,
Tough series. I
yeah,
mean, I
and
just think.
Juicy went -17, so
I mean, I just think it's like PLG is just such a stable team, and Wolves they're kind of inconsistent. They rely on a lot of individuals, and you're just not gonna beat a team like BLG like that. You need like
yeah,
something extra to beat BLG.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to say I find it really funny. They kind of hyped it up as like the meeting between Juicy and Neff, who like won Ascension together, but then never got to play on the Ascension, like never got to play on lead for tier 1, even though they won.
Mm.
Leave the spot. And they're like, yeah, no, they're former teammates that won Ascension. And then they were both the worst players on their teams. I found that really funny.
It was an interesting game, and yeah, continue. I wanted to talk about something, but I thought you were finished.
No, that was all I was saying.
So yeah, I don't have a lot of things to say on that bio. It was first game was a beautiful comeback from BLG that was a fake comeback, and then they totally crushed their opponent. But there are one clip I want to show, and it's a good post plant of one of the team. I think it was BLG, but I don't remember. Yeah, it was a BLG post plant. So it's bugging. I'm not in control of anything. I can't see anything. So as you can see, it's a 5v5. The spike is plant, and now it's pause. I have been press pause 1 minute ago, but it's okay. So the spike is plant. The two team is full alive. There are no kills, and the place the spike is planted is absolutely perfect. And as you will see in the round, that will totally carry this round for BLG. So thus the round starts. If it's happened, yeah, it's come back. So it's gonna have some kills, but at the end of the day, they're gonna be 50-50. They have same number of people dead in both sides. No, 3 versus 3. And you have 2 people in main, but they are a little bit have some problem with the smoke and a perfect lurk from the Tero, but now it's a 2v2. But the Cypher can cover the spike because the way the spike is planked allow him to see the spike from garage. So now it's gonna be much more easier, and the Tero here just have to defuse, and even if he kills the people in the main, he have a really hard defuse against the Cypher. So I think it was an interesting an interesting post plant, and if you are watching this and you want to be better at Valorant, and especially in your premier team, then copy this post plant because it's a good post plant when you have totally secured the site. Anything more to say about this?
I'll be using this in my bronze lobbies.
Perfect. Take sure. Take sure the backside is clear because you can also see the spike from city. So if you have control of city, it can be also really nice, especially when you have team that come from your own base, from the all attacking side, the defense going on attack base and just flank out. But if you are in the city, you can avoid the defuse. Okay. So this was a little bit of theoretical, but that's not here. We are here for the blood after all. And another game, what was really bloody was GDG versus AG, the famous game of the week.
Yep.
I was confident with my analysis of AG having a slightly less good firepower than JDG, but compensate it with macro, and it seems I was really wrong because it's a 2-0 for GDG after a first game that was really close. And what is your opinion on this, Nats?
My opinion, wow. I can't praise JDG. They didn't do anything that was super impressive. I felt like they played the same as they always have. Kinda, we play slow, then we let Shu go in. We hope he gets 2 kills, then we clean up. And AG, they 2G beat Loud. So I'm actually thinking AG are the worst team in franchising, like currently, right now. So
Okay.
it's
I thought
this
they were
team
the
does
worst
not
team
look good.
before as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could at least put in contention, right? Like saying AG or like maybe
but I don't
2G's
think.
worse.
Well, DFM have been looking really ass lately.
Oh, DFM.
Team Secret
Didn't
too.
even
I
think
don't know,
about
but
DFM.
they beat AG. I think they beat AG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
AG. This team, besides Kira, I don't have confidence in any of the other players. And they have like
I'm gonna
10.
yeah. Yeah, they have
But
they have they have what makes it really depressing is these 5 players are shit, and they have like 5 more that are on the roster and are probably even worse. So what is that? Like if they got 5 more players and none of them are playing, and the players that are playing are shit. Like what does that say about the players that aren't playing? But I don't know. This game, I was like trying not to fall asleep. Most of it's because I didn't get much sleep, but also part of it was because it was really fucking boring. Um, I feel like if anyone was watching this and they were enjoying it, they're probably lying. Um, but yeah, I only the only part that I thought was really worth mentioning was uh like Stu. Like I feel like he's a really good player, but like the way he played, I don't think the play style that he plays is like a play style that will take him to like the next level. Like I feel like he plays like he's the best player on the server every single game, and he just walks around and he does whatever he wants. Like I don't know if that's like him playing or like how the team sets him up. This is a really shitty team, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was a team. But that's just not gonna work. Like when you go even against like the mid-table teams, which is why we can see them losing so much, right? And I feel like they just have not changed their play style at all. I think like if they don't change it by like at least split 2, then like I don't know what the fuck this team's doing. You know,
yeah.
like do they even want to win at that point? At this point, is what I'm wondering. Do they want to win?
Uh, uh,
Both these
you know
teams, do
what?
they want to win?
I will be good with AG, and I will say something nice. Nova Sport was trash in 2023, and they made not a lot of change. I think they are the core of Nova 2023 is still here today. So maybe what this team needs is experience, more time, and maybe in 2026 or 2027 they finally be a team as good as Nova. Who knows?
Oh yeah, they have 4 of the Nova has 4 of the 5 they had last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe they suddenly get better. But right now they're shit. So
yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah. I agree.
anyway,
So we can have a fast check to the actual ranking with BLG with the Golden Road. They won every single BO they played. Then we have 3 teams that are tied: XLG, Trace that gonna play together tomorrow, and Wolfsport also with 2 points. And finally GDG with 1 point and IG with 0 point. So that brings us to the future and the 5 games that we still need to be played. So the tomorrow games of Tracy Sport versus BLG. We have some disagreements here. Adis, what's your opinions? Why Trace?
I think XLG have like a much lower floor than Trace. Like I think they'll be like they have the potential to be much worse. They also have the potential to like play better, but I don't think like their ceiling or like I don't think their ceiling is that much higher than Trace. And I feel like Trace they are a good team. Like going back, right? Like they have been a good team. In kickoff, they're a really good team. Um, I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like my thing with Trace is that he just can't like play horribly. Like I don't believe in them to play horribly, and I think XLG is such like a coin flip, I guess, of like what XLG you're gonna get. That I just have more faith in Trace here.
I disagree with that. I think XLG have only one lose, and it was against BLG. And this was their first game. They was a little bit shaky. They throwed a lot. I lost a lot of them because of this loss. It's a game they really could have win, and now they are finally back. They just beat Wolfsport recently, and Wolfsport has also beat Trace. Trace didn't has played BLG. So yeah, for the moment, I don't see any team in this group that was better than XLG. The only team was BLG, and the gap was not that big. And yeah, I think XLG progress a little bit every time, and I really see them beat with a huge margin. Nats, you are disagreeing with me?
Can you remind me? Can you remind me who I preded? I forgot who I pred for this game.
Trace.
You put a Trace.
You don't see the little N next to Trace in red.
Oh, I see. So I preded I preded Trace. Okay. So what was I thinking here? I was thinking we're gonna have a Kai masterclass, and I was thinking T, they've had a little time to gain back their confidence, gain back their form. EDG shivered them back on the best, but no, maybe I'm thinking, that they're slowly gaining more confidence. I think ZLG, they don't have the best firepower. I've seen them struggle against teams with better firepower, and I feel like Trace are just a better version of Wolves, right? Like right now. So I feel like, and since I just really believe in that Trace just sort of awakening back into like not original form, right? Where they were like in Bang, where they were looking like one of the best teams in China. But I can see them being much better than they have shown so far. And for ZLG, maybe the game against BLG has just stayed in my mouth, where they just lost every eco and threw that game completely. But I don't believe in this team that much. I think they're the second to third best in this group, but I don't know. I don't think they're that good.
Okay.
Yeah, I also want to say you brought up like XLG beating Wolves and Wolves beating Trace,
Yeah.
but XLG played Wolves really close, and so did Trace. XLG beat Wolves one map overtime, one map 13-10, and Wolves beat Trace one map like overtime, one map 13-10. So like the games are like closer than I think. I don't think Trace is gonna play like as bad as they did versus Wolves. Like that's part of my reasoning as well. Like I don't hold the I don't hold like that stat against them. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
All of the map were really close. It's a little bit my FPX argument, so I can understand that. But yeah, I I really don't have faith in Trace. I think they play worse and worse, and I don't like that. Yeah. GDG versus XLG, I don't think we have a lot of things to say. XLG will probably storm them. Yeah, we can go to
Yeah.
the next one.
Just
Same, Wolf versus AG. I don't think we have a lot of things to say too. It's gonna be probably Wolves.
yeah. This is well, yeah.
And finally, BLG versus Trace. An interesting game because I think Trace can make an upset there, but they are definitely not favorite. Nats,
Yeah.
you pick BLG.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I believe in Trace like getting back some form, but I not that much. I still think they're not going to be a good team. I think BLG with their skill floor, it's very solid. They're going to be Trace, especially if Trace's strategy is just Kaigo kill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with
I
that.
mean, I like my only like the only hope that you could have for Trace is they have a resurgence this week, or like
Mhm.
by this week I mean like whenever
Tomorrow.
they play tomorrow, yeah, and then they have a resurgence tomorrow, and then they have another week to prepare, and they get even more informed, and then they beat BLG. But like I don't think that's happening. I like BLG just look too good.
Okay, so I think in this group it's gonna be easier to do the math. So I win for BLG against Trace. I win for Wolf against AG. I win for XLG versus JDG. And so we still have one game. It's the game between Trace and XLG. And as you can see, AG is out anyway. GDG will be out anyway. BLG will be first anyway. And if XLG won, they will be second. But if Trace win, it will be a three-way main tie, and we will just see the map differential between the three teams. So yeah, everything gonna end on the game of tomorrow, and uh, so we put Trace, I suppose.
Can we put Wolves for now? I think they're the worst out of the two, out of the four.
I agree. I think Wolves are worse.
Be careful, it's not the
Even though they
power
beat
ranking.
Trace, I still think they're still worse.
Be careful, it's not the
I know,
power
I know.
ranking. It's just what will be the
Take
plan
away
result.
some of their points. Take away some of their points.
Like, you can do anything you want. I just want Wolves in 4.
Let's just check.
How do we get Wolves in 4? What timeline do we need to commit to get Wolves in 4?
Okay, so first, I think, yeah, if XLG win, Wolf is third and Trace is fourth because the pool is transitive. A transitive pool is a pool when you have one team with 0 lose, one team with 1 lose, one team with 2 lose, etc., 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 and you've got A beat B, that beat C, that beat D, that beat A, and no that beat A, that beat D, etc., etc. So Wolves have win 2-0 versus Trace. XLG have been beat 2-0 against Wolf. So I think Trace need to beat XLG 2-0. So we can have a perfect triangular, and then it's gonna be the head-to-head match series. And so we need Wolf to win less and less. Who is ahead in terms of map differential? Oh. Yeah, it's gonna rely on map differential. I think we probably need Trace to. I think it's okay. I think if Trace beat 2-0 XLG, it's gonna be Wolf that's gonna end first. Fourth.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So can we believe in that timeline?
Whatever time it is, just believe in it.
I don't. To me, XLG gonna beat Trace, I think. And also, it's depend of the rulebook because it's not really
I'm fine
clear.
with either. I think this is, for me, this is like a sure, like almost like 50-50, right? And like that's just part of my Trace nostalgia speaking of, because I've seen how good Trace has been, and like I think that's influencing me.
Yeah,
I think I don't care enough. I think all three of these teams are gonna get wiped out by the other teams. So do whatever you want.
I agree.
This will be
But put them all in 6.
This will be next week debate. I think next week debate we should put the focus on is Group Alpha the group of death and group Omega the group of life, and I think it's really gonna be the debate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah.
when you call it a group, like my thing with the group of death is that's like teams that are all the same level, you know, and all these teams are shit. So it might just be a group of death, you know. Like if all the teams are shit, then like they're all the same level.
Yeah, I understand,
Oh.
but no, the concept of group of death is not having team in the same level. You see, a group of life is the contrary of a group of death. So if every team are bad and are in the same group, it's a group of life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just put ZLG second. I don't mind.
Okay, so
I don't.
in that situation, we would have XLG that will face DRG, Take that will face Trace, Wolves and Nova that will wait the loser, and EDG and BLG that will wait the winner.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the conclusion for China?
Is that it for China?
Yeah, that's it for China. Let's wrap it up and go to EMEA.
Yeah, EMEA, right. So, goodbye Data in my toes, and hello Revoke, that is not here again, I think. I'm gonna ping in just in case, but I think he's not here.
Yeah, should we take a short break then?
Yeah, we can take a break.
Yeah.
We can take a break.
Okay.
Yes.
Up. And everything is no black. Perfect. But it's still on there. It's still on live. So if you have question in the chat, you can ask your question. I will try to answer. And when my mates are coming back, I will put their head back again.
I'm good. I just need to do one thing. So
So you're
whenever
back.
you guys are ready, I'm ready.
When Knight is here, I gonna put his face. And we're gonna good. Do you have the topic so I can say, whoa, we are coming we are coming from EMEA.
What?
You have the topic on VLR, so I can make it up and say now it's time for EMEA.
You want me to make a post?
No, oh, post.
We don't have a post for China?
No, we do.
We do.
Oh, you want me to like bump the post and say we're doing it? I
Yes,
got you.
yeah.
Yes. I see.
I find it.
Um,
EMEA time. So you are back, Nat.
Yes.
No question in the chat? Okay. Go
so,
back,
alright,
go back. EMEA groupe alpha. Tac.
go back. Set up.
And
Oh,
this is not EMEA groupe alpha. Yep. So, really interesting game in Group Alpha this week. I think all of this game was. I have a lot of things to say. The first game was
Yeah.
Apex versus Navi, which was a really close BO and kinda heartbreaking result. Someone can want to start about this game?
oh man, this game was heartbreaking for me as a big, or I would say I'm a pretty big Apex fan. And I'm a pretty big Navi hater. So watching Navi win this and Apex basically choke it was really sad. Um, I think like Apex definitely should have won on Haven. Should have been a 2-0. But
Yeah.
I do have to give Navi some of their props, and the props go to Shao, Hero, and Ruxic. They all played really good, and my takeaway like that this does not make me feel better about Navi at all. I'm gonna be honest. Um, this makes me feel slightly worse for Apex, for like everyone except for Fluorescent. Um, because I think Fluorescent is insane. I feel like at this point, if you still doubt her, more of like a skill issue. But yeah, no, it was nice seeing Shao finally back on Initiator after 20 years. Um, but yeah, Angel, I got zero faith in this guy, man. I have zero faith in him as an IGL. You know. I don't know. What about you guys? What do you guys think?
I think.
You see,
Go Nats, go.
okay, I made a lot of wrong predictions on EMEA last week, but this was not one of them. The Navi resurgence was here. I believed in Shao, and Shao delivered for me. Okay, I think this was a glorious win. I think Navi played absolutely amazingly. I think Navi are probably the best team in the world. Okay, I'm not going that far, but I'm really happy with this result. Okay, I think it's great to see Shao back in form. He's been playing pretty mid recently, and seeing him fry to that moment, right? And you can say like Apex are a bad team, but they were playing pretty well for them. I would say Floor was going great. Mosey had insane utility. Avova had some incredible clutches in there as well. I think that this is a good performance for Navi. Doesn't give me more confidence in them, but I'm just happy seeing Shao back in it. You know.
For the booty of the eye, I think I have to put the floor clip, the amazing ace with an operator. And I will glaze her while I show you it.
Yeah,
Because
so good. Even the China production played it.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, did they? I
The
didn't even
China
remember that
production,
one.
yeah.
Oh, it's not
The
the
China
it's not the
production
good clip.
before in between the two games, they played like I don't know what I think they were doing like the top 5 highlights or something. I didn't understand Chinese, so I was just seeing a bunch of clips from like 2G and Loud, and, like Apex Navi, Nox and T1. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is this the world news? Like, are they just showing VCT news at this point? But apparently it's top 5. Like this is I think they had this second, like after Depth's Ace, which I don't know what the hell they're smoking because Depth's Ace was not as good as this. But yeah, no, go ahead, Glaze Fluorescent. Let's hear
Wait,
it.
so they're stealing my job.
Yeah, no, they actually are.
2v4, huh? She win an amazing 2v4. And what I like with Flore is
Oh
also
my god.
she's not a no-brain duelist. She was not naive. You see, there are rounds in Haven. I think it was the first round where they were in attack. There are ciphers that take an evil arc and in attack side, and Flore covered it all the time, and she knew, she really knew at any moment the guy could come on and kill her, and that didn't happen. But if that would have happened, she would have been ready and maybe as win the 1v1. So yeah, I really think that's an amazing player that will be even better with more experience. And I also want to I also want to praise Molsey because she's a 1v9, but I don't think that's true. I think Molsey, I think Fluorescent is an amazing player, but Molsey make her even more better. They have a synergy together that is absolutely amazing. Fluorescent, I want to know how many kills Fluorescent has take on someone that was stunned by Molsey, because it was amazing. And this clip is a really good clip of that. We will see as a pretty desperate situation where you have Apex in a echo situation. Only Fluorescent have a weapon. I think she took it on the body of someone she killed. And then Flor is gonna ult with the Yoru, gonna take a maximum of information on the position of the Navi player. Breach is gonna make an amazing ult to be sure they are gonna die. She trusts the call of Flor. You see, he switch the utility, and Fluorescent will just take some kills. Governor has also follow up with his util and takes another kill with, I think it's the salvos, and that's why I think Apex is a good team. Team. When I look at a team like Vitality, for example, I feel it's a 5 stack. But when I see Mulsi and Floor together, I say, see, that's how a good team should play.
Yeah.
But they lose.
Yeah,
So,
she's sure.
yeah. So, do you want to go to the next game?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go.
Heretics versus JX. Giants X. Nat.
I I preded GX for this game. Oh, it was a disaster. Okay, so let's go up. Let's sum it up real quick. First map, Team Heretics absolutely demolished Giants, right? And then second map, it's almost looking like the same thing. Heretics are 10-0 up. Giant X coming with the amazing. Oh, I forgot what side it was, but they bring it back, right? I think this is one of the defense. They bring it up. They beat Giants. They beat Heretics 13-11. I'm like, Giants X are so back. This is why I predicted them. Okay, I believe in the squad. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna see, because my dad, my host, had made a bet saying that he was going to wear like a cosplay or like a maid outfit if Giant X won this game. And I was so down for it. I was like, this is it. And then what I see is that they get destroyed third map. It was so disappointing. This was the saddest game I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah.
Giant X destroys. They were so close.
I have
Yeah, no.
go on. I have two clips to show, and while
Yeah.
it's loading, you can talk a lot because it's gonna load
I
for
was gonna
ages.
say, like, I don't know. I feel like this is something you see a lot with a lot of like the worst or mid-table teams is on maps they have one really good side and they also have one really bad side. Um, and like I feel like you can definitely see that in Giant X Split, right? I feel like um, it was like definitely a huge choke for Paradox, but also like you got to remember that Giant X were down 10-0 at one point. Like they weren't like even though they made the comeback, they were still playing like shit on attack. Um, and they did get 13-3 map one. Um, and they did get 13-8 matches. So this, even though they did come back a lot in Team Heretics, this gives me like, I mean, I was already down on Giant X, but this is like even more down on Giant X.
Finally, a
I
fight
think
back.
Team
Wood
Heretics
didn't
just makes
manage to
me very
magically
hopeful
kill
for them,
3. This is
because
actually player advantage
even though
towards
they
Giant
did
X.
show
This
like a huge lead, they definitely improved from their last game, and they look much better. They still don't look like where they should be at based on their last year's performances, but they do look much better. Woot on ISO looks insane. I don't know. It's just that like everything seems to be getting better for them, and I'm excited for them because of that. But yeah, no, Giant X. I mean, there's even the quote from, what was it, Boaster yesterday. Uh, I'm almost as lost as Pipson is, because Pipson was lost, man. He had no clue what was going on, right? Like, I don't know. What was your clip? Let's see. Let's see the amazing clip of Giants.
So yeah, basically they are an amazing team play move, a really combination of the ultimate of Fade and the ultimate of Sova. So we start with Yoru ult. Yeah, I think it's that. It's Yoru ult that's gonna give the information. It's gonna die on it, and then it's a 3v3, I think. No, 2v. It's a 2v4, and the two last player gonna carry this. Fade is gonna ultimate. Nobody is gonna hear nothing. Then Omen is gonna TP right in the back, and because of the ultimate of Fade, they hear nothing. He can take 3 kills, save the round, and continue to this 7-0 and go in 8-0. And just there, the round is over. You are in a 2v1. You have the spike. You just have to play smart, and it's great. The second move I want to show, it's the moment I starting to think, okay, JX might do the impossible and win this map, because on this game, on this move, you will have some interesting things, but Heretic is gonna totally choke. First, you can see they start in a positive number of players. They are 5 versus 4. It's gonna be a bloodbath on this place. It's a little bit laggy, but there are gonna be a lot of people that die. But I think at the end, they will be in a 4v2 situation. No, for 3v3, 1 kill, 3v2 situation. And then they say, oh, they are both on A. I'm gonna take the Omen ult, and I'm gonna plant in B site, and they will be no one on site, and we have a free plant, and it's horribly pixelized, but he gonna be plant in there. But the other Omen gonna ultimate, kill the Omen, gonna defuse the bomb, and the team is too far because it was an Omen ult, and they can't and they can't avoid the defuse. He's the only one on the site, and the move was really interesting. Planting on a free site with Omen ult is usually a good choice, but the player of JX was so in his head, he predicts exactly what he would have do, and just use it as his advantage, and just win a round that is really good. And when a move like this happen, in the head, it can be a game changer. Your mental can really break when you lose a map like this, and your mental will totally boom when your Omen player out Omen an Omen like this. You see?
Wait, that was purple, right? On Omen that made the play.
That was Boo. Yeah, it was Boo Omen versus Purple Omen.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, because I was trying to remember. I'm like, because usually Tomazi plays Omen for the team, and I'm like, Tomazi making a good Omen play. Oh no, it's purple. That makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, no. Go on.
Okay. You want to go to the next game?
I just want to say, is it bad that the only map they won is when Tomasi was on Yoru and Popo was on Omen?
I think that proves that Tomasi is an amazing player that has so much firepower. He can beat
Exactly.
Team Heretics.
Exactly. You see his 2 first kills, 5 deaths. See that? You
Yeah,
see his
I see.
Yeah.
his 13, 18, and 5. You see his 5 assists right there.
Dude, why did I prep this
Scary.
team, bro?
You were hating on Team Heretics, and I get it. I also, but I hate I dislike Giant X more. I'll say not because they've done anything wrong, but just because they're the most boring team of all time. I
Yeah,
feel like,
that's true.
yeah. Anyway, next match.
Next match, Vitality versus Fnatic. A really interesting game because
This was a banger.
this was
This
a
was a
banger.
banger.
This was really a banger.
Yeah.
It's the team that was the best team in history of EMEA that versus the team that was the best team on kickoff. I have a lot of hate. I said on Vitality. I really hate how they play. I think it's an amazing solo queue team. It's an amazing group of five players that have been randomly put in the same solo queue, and I think they can beat any team with that five solo queue player. But it's still a solo queue team, and for that I need an argument, a strong argument, and my strong argument is the round 3 of Fnatic versus Vitality. That might be a huge turn in the game versus Fnatic. So it was a little bit the game, the team that with the best firepower versus the game versus a pretty decent macro, a very good macro. Boster was really back on this BO. I'm trying to fill the gap while this is charging because it's loading since at least 2 minutes because my internet is shit today and I have no idea why. It's probably because I'm hosting VLR, you're listening, so I can't have all the luck with me. I really hope next week it's gonna be better, or not, it's gonna be
Yeah.
come back
Okay.
because
While this is loading, can I just say, can we give
yeah,
Boaster his props? Can
yeah,
we give him
Oh
his
yeah.
props? I think this is like I don't know if it's because I haven't looked through his career, but this might be his best match ever played, and it's versus like the what is considered or before this match the best team in EMEA, one of the best teams in the world, and it's just amazing from him. I'm so happy for him because he's been getting so much hate. I mean, I've been hating on him
yeah,
to be honest. Like I'm not excusing myself from this, but like I don't know because I remember watching in 2022 and like he was nowhere near like a god tier fragger, but he was still like a decent. He was like I think like honestly in my opinion he was the third best fragger on that 2022 Fnatic roster.
The
And then
Fnatic boast
2020.
of.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, but like with Mystic and Enzo, Alpha, Durka,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and then in 2024, right, they had like a super team, but like everyone clowned on Boaster because he was like kind of the worst player there, but they still did win two tournaments and got fourth out of nobody. Um, and then like in 2025, like his fragging like was really shit, and like the team was shit, so everyone was calling for his head. I think one of the big reasons on why he can start like because this isn't even just this series. He played really well last series as well. I think I want to give Crashes his prop as well because Crashes has been talked about as like one of like the most talkative, one of like the best mid round callers and like secondary callers. There was even like the clip I think it was last year where Finesse was talking about Crash. He's like, Crashes is the perfect player. And at the time, it was very ironic because Energy, the super team, had just gotten destroyed, like right after he said that. Um, it, it was very ironic, but yeah, no, Crouchy's he's insane. His util is insane. His calling is insane. It's allowing Boaster to like focus less on calling and more on his shooting. And I feel like you can see that within the team. They're all smiling. They're all laughing. You know, like it's just like And one of the main things for me is like Alpha had like these last two series, he's had like some of the worst series that he's had in like a long time, and they're still winning against top teams. And like a big win condition for Fnatic was always Alpha Year. Um, and the fact that he's not even online and they're just fucking destroying teams, it's just crazy. Um,
Matt, do you want to say something before this clip
Nah.
finally charge?
Yeah.
uh,
So I'll tell you the story. So I was playing some games with friends, right? I see the Fnatic Valhalla on. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go watch this, right? I watched the first map. I think I'm gonna watch a quick 2-0 or something, and I'm gonna sleep. This first map goes on to like takes like an hour to play. It was like a banger. I watched Boaster drop 29 kills or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, Fnatic wasted a Boaster life game. Boaster drops 29 kills and then lose the map. I'm like, okay, it's over. Vitality win. I go to sleep. I wake up next morning. I'm more worried about. I think it was like I forgot which team was playing. I was more worried about Koi versus KC than Vitality versus Fnatic because I thought it was over. And then I look back, I check the VODs, and I see Fnatic win, and they were dominant on the other two maps. It wasn't like they didn't even get double digits to ISC once. It was insane. And I looked back to it. Fnatic are playing super well. Boaster with the combination of crashes are calling an incredible game. I think that it's really nice to see Boaster like playing really well, playing like fragging really well. Because when you look at Boaster, he always messes like with his fragging ability always goes down with a new roster, right? Like if they incorporate someone like Hero last year, when they first brought in Hero, his fragging went down by like 20%. It was ridiculous. But then now that you sort of mesh crashes in, you see his fragging power go up by a lot. It's like and now you're really wondering if Fnatic are going to be the number one team in the EMEA, right? Because they just beat Vitality, right? They have a very strong argument for it. Oh, did it load?
Did it load?
It load on another page. I just put this thumbnail on the page that you can see, and poof, it disappeared. It's magic. I really want to. Oh, amazing!
We're here.
So,
Okay.
this is probably one of the worst rounds of Valorant I ever seen in my life. I'm just gonna show the situation. We are in a situation of 5v2 for Vitality. It's impossible to lose this round. Impossible. 5v2. Okay, you just take a peek, you don't hide, you don't waste your mate. Alright, I can understand that. It's okay, it's happening to the best. It's still a 4v3. Then we have Buster in an interesting position, and he gonna surprise. This can happen. This really can happen. But now, this is where the real problem gonna happen. Because here, we are in a situation where Breach is saying, I'm gonna use my aftershock. I'm gonna stun. And when doesn't hear anything, he say, oh no, it's my mate, sometime he blah blah blah, yap, but I don't care. I will just walk. Oh, there's someone. I'm dead. Oh, the aftershock just arrived, but there are no one to follow up because I just picked up too early. So now we were in a situation of 5 versus 2. And now it's a 2 versus 2 because you are impossible to play in a team. Because you are a fucking solo queue team. And then, so we are in a situation where, again, it's gonna be hard to defuse because it's always hard to defuse. I don't even know why Yoru look at the place where he come from. The Yoru come from the B main. So the B main was clear, and it's the only place he is looking at. And so Alpha here gonna do an absolutely banger on this. So amazing, well played to Alpha here, but it was so bad by Vitality, and I saw so many pro players saying, wow, utility is too good, utility is amazing, and no, it's not a shooter game. But this team, Vitality, that have absolutely no idea how to use their util, was the fucking best team in fucking EMEA. It was top 5 on the world, and playing like that. This is not possible. I really love the fact that Vitality lose this game because they are not fraud. They are a good. I can't say team, but they are a good things. They can beat the best team in the world, but this is not a team.
Yeah, I just want to say, I said this last week on the podcast, and I said this right before the game. I have Fnatic winning because I think Vitality, once they face any team that has good strats and can keep up with them in aim, don't have to be better than them, don't have to be on par with them. It could even be a little bit worse than them. But if they can just keep up and not get aim diff by them and have good strats, they're gonna get destroyed. You know, and that's what happened. Fnatic had amazing strats. They diffed them too. And to be honest, right, like Crashes and Alpha didn't have that good of a series, but and Chronicle Chronicle map on Split was on defense, especially. He was horrendous. But like they definitely did have shooters on Boaster and Kayak, but like this white team is supposed to be all shooters and dismantled by Fnatic strats. You know, like especially the Haven. Like this Haven, the attack half was a master class by Boaster. It was a 9-3 half, right? And like you think like their attack is so good, right? You're like seeing all this stuff. Like Sivo was going crazy on the ISO, Safe is going crazy on the Sova. And then they go to defense and it's absolutely horrendous. They win one round on defense. And it's to be honest, it's not really much of a good round to win. Um, but Safe gets one kill on the defense side. Durka gets two. Hicks gets three. Right? And like they're constantly like White are just constantly getting the wrong reads from Fnatic. And it's because Boaster is just calling amazingly. It's like he was in their minds. Like if you haven't watched this, please watch it because it's like just a masterclass in calling that the last time I've seen it was like Finesse in 2022. Like this good of calling, right? And this just gives me so much hope for Boaster, especially because I haven't seen him call this good in a while. And the fact that he's doing this versus like what was considered like one of the best teams in the world is insane. And also, this gives me a lot of doom for Vitality because I want to say like Durka, you know, he gives me I don't know. I feel like this is a one-off game for him where he's gonna perform this bad. I think he was definitely rage peaking and definitely over peaking. I think he was a bit tilted because it was his former team and he felt like he needed to beat them. Otherwise, why would he leave? You know.
Yeah.
But I think the big problem is Mr. Safe. Uh, his IGLing skills are definitely not up to par. We saw it before, and before he was kind of given the excuse because of they won kickoff, right, and they got top 5 at Masters. But I think now it's just been exposed of how bad his IGLing really is. I think definitely like they can't keep relying on him if they wanna continue to do well. I think they're still gonna do well in EMEA because I think EMEA is mostly dog shit. But yeah, especially on the international stage, if they continue to have safe IGLing as he is now, they are not doing well.
I have counter argument against that. First, I think the fact Vitality lose is an amazing thing for Vitality because that will force them to put back in question, and I really believe.
I mean, I don't really have much to say about this. I mean, it's like Vitality. They come in looking strong from the beginning of the year, and then you would expect them to. You expect okay, there are 5 players. They don't really have a core of the tracks left. You're expecting them to be bad in the beginning of the year. That's what I predicted. They prove me wrong. They become number 1 in EMEA. They get top 4 in Bangkok. You're like, oh, okay, this team's good. They maybe saw a little of such individuality. That's why they lost to the T1 on the rematch. But like, it's all good, right? They're gonna come back from Bangkok. They're gonna mesh better, right? Safe identity is gonna improve. You're gonna get the highest skill ceiling. It's all good. You come in to EMEA, and this team's a mess, man. It's just a lot of solo peeking, a lot of I'm gonna win this duel, and maybe they do, maybe they don't, but it's just not a sustainable way of playing the game. In EMEA kickoff, they were getting away with it a lot. Even Safe's IGLing, you can excuse it because they were like, okay, we're gonna put Durka here. Durka's gonna get 2, and we're gonna rotate, and then they're gonna think it's B because Durka got 2 there. And it's like they can get away with it because Durka was getting 2. But now we have teams that are slowly getting better, right? Fnatic, you can look at Foots, you can look at the other teams. They're getting better. Okay, I'm saying other teams. There's like only Fnatic right now.
Foot is not a good example. Foot is the same problem.
Maybe.
Yeah, Foot is also the same problem. But it's like, EMEA is so cooked, bro.
I boost disagree with you too. I think this lose for Vitality is the best thing that can happen for them because that will force them to put back in question. This team has the potential to be the best team in the world by far and destroy any other team. They just need to play as a team, train as a team, and I'm not even sure it saves the problem because when your players are used to win with only fragging, it's hard for an EGL to impose and say, listen to me, guys. We need to do that. Listen to me, Gedarke. You don't need to take that pick. We need to play together. We need to be strong. We need to do that. We need to do this. If your player is
Okay, but
always destroying everyone, he will not listen to you.
okay, but just to counter to that, like two of them, like Sadak and Durka, are like very like were with some of the best IGLs. Like, what did I say? I said Sadak. Oh, Les and Durka were with Sadak and Boaster, right? Two like very IGLs who are known for like micromanaging and like sending them around. So I don't think they personally like maybe they will. I don't know them. I don't know how the systems work. But like to me, from an outsider, if I'm seeing like this as an IGL, right, and I feel like these players that have worked like these like high class IGLs who are known for their micromanaging, like I would think they would not be like as susceptible to making like these mistakes and like not listening to their IGL. But I don't know. But yeah, like I could definitely also see like a situation where like they just don't have faith in Safe because of his subpar IGLing skills and that the fact that they've had like really good IGLs in the past that they feel like they have to rely on their individuals. So
I don't think Safe is
yeah,
a bad IGL. I saw, if you remember the KC versus Vitality, uh, he was facing against Sadak that proved himself as a good
I
IGL.
don't think Sadak has proven that he's that good of an IGL in
Okay,
English yet.
fair point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
okay, in
that's
English. Yeah, I understand. But
yeah
yeah, in this game, in the game between Vitality and KC on the Abyss, it was a map that made me
yeah.
mad. Uh, he systematically arrive. I don't know how, but systematically he say to his team, they're gonna attack this site, we're gonna stack this site, and they were four on this site, and every time KC attacked a site with 4 person on it. They still won because they still usually won this attacking part because they have a better composition and that counter is skinned as a game plan. But he knows he was in Sadak brains in this game, so I have trust in Safe, and I have trust in all of these players. That's why I'm mad. I'm not mad because they're as bad as AGs. No, I am mad because EMEA is my region. My region has the potential to win champs, and with how they play, they won't win champs.
yeah. Oh no. Yeah, no, I agree. I think these players are all really good. I think Seabold has definitely proven that was a very good pickup. I think the rest of the players, like, like their history and like how they performed this year as well, like they're very good. So they definitely have the potential. And like just about Safe, like I'm not like what I'm saying about him as IG. I'm not saying like he's like a completely trash IGL. Like he's not Magnum, AC, but like I don't know. You can definitely see that he has struggles, and I think it's might be just because he's new. Like maybe he needs some help in the mid round or something. I don't know, but like that their strats and their mid routing is definitely where they struggle or where they have struggled in the past. Um, Especially on defense. I think their defense is like the big thing that they struggle on, which is definitely harder for IGLs to call, where you need like more voices. So I think that's part of it as well. The fact that there's less voices. I will say one thing though. I know Trex is smiling ear to ear watching this game. Yeah, I don't know. I want Trex to find a
Oh, I can't hear anything.
team.
Hades?
Trex
I
back
love
to
Trex.
boy.
He's a great player. But
Yeah, no,
yeah,
you're back. You're back.
Trex
You're back.
Koi. Yeah, and I don't want Trex on Koi, please.
So
Send
you see
Trex.
with
Send Trex.
Centrex, but you
All
see
your
with
dudes
me,
Trex.
I'm thinking you're saying with the mid rounding stuff, but you have Durka, you have Les. These are people who are very known for like even Les. He was almost like IGLing for
Okay,
Loud
okay,
at
but
one
that's
point, right?
but to be honest, you can't compare that because that's less in Portuguese, and we don't know like we don't have the knowledge of how he comes in English, right?
Okay,
Like, I feel
no,
like when you
that's
switch
fair.
the language, yeah. Like I have no idea, but like what I'm saying is like they struggle a lot on their defense side. Like especially you can see it on Haven, which they lost like the 9-3 half to. And like on defense, it's much harder for IGLs when they have like less people speaking and less like mid rounders and like good calls. Um, That's just what I was saying. So like that's where my idea came from, where they don't have that many mid rounders or good callers. Besides,
Yeah, no, that's
the
fair.
idea.
That's fair. I didn't think about the less English. Yeah.
Guys, did we 18 us on Vitality, or we can go on the prediction?
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
go to the
yeah.
next. Yeah.
Perfect. So I think it's gonna be pretty fast because well, the game will probably a little bit one-sided. Navy
Yeah.
versus JX. Well, JX was not that didn't prove anything yet. Besides, they have good resilience, but I don't think it will be enough to beat Navi. I don't know what you think, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't have
mean,
faith. Like, I don't believe in Navi, but I don't think Giant X deserves to be a tier 1 team. So,
Oof.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
uh,
I don't believe in Navi, but I believe in Giant X less.
All right, I
yeah,
agree with that.
basically the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Then Vitality versus Heretics, maybe the closest game in this party. It's gonna be depend of
But
Heretics mental, I think.
I think Heretics still aren't that good, and I think like they're better, but I don't think they're that good. And I think that if you look at Vitality, you know, they're not a disaster. They're not going to be the top place team in EMEA. They're still very good
Yeah.
individuals, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Vitality, they have like they have issues that they know they have to work on, right? Like their strats, their like mid round, like what we talked about was their issues. And I feel like they can definitely work on those. I don't think they're going to be able to like fix all of those problems because it definitely runs deep in them. But I think Team Heretics, like, to be able to beat Vite, they need to revert to their 2024 self. And so far, they haven't reached that. I could definitely see them doing it, but I also see Vite getting better, and I don't think Heretics is going to like be enough to bridge the gap. I guess how you put it. But I think this is much closer.
I think
Hmm.
it's Kidan a coin flip because it's two teams with high variation. When you're Vitality and you play on aim, sometimes if you're starting to lose one round or two rounds, your mental can boom, and if your mental can start to boom with a slightly lesser good aim, then you can have a really bad game. And also, Heretics Mentals is uh, really weird. You know, they can mental boom at any time and just starting to play very poorly. So even if I think Vitality is far the best team, since the two teams have a huge variation, I won't say it's a coin flip, but it may be a 60-40.
I'd give it 70-30
Okay,
Yeah, I think it's like
if I had.
65,
Yeah.
35.
okay.
Okay.
And finally, Apex versus Fnatic. And we all
I
picked
mean,
Fnatic.
not much to say. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like Fnatic are favorites probably
Yeah,
to be top one. You know, at least top
Mm-hmm.
two, top three.
yeah.
And
I
then you
think
look at
definitely top
Apex.
one.
They're Apex are trying to not. Apex are trying to not be bottom four. So it's not much of a discussion. Fnatic,
Yeah.
obviously, the favorites to win this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, even if Apex at their peak, I don't think they're even getting close to Fnatic.
Yeah,
Same.
no.
I
I'm
just
But
giving
hope.
this game.
I'd be very happy if they prove me wrong. But
Yeah.
I
I don't
I
think it's
I
gonna happen.
I, I give this game an 85 to Fnatic.
Fnatic,
85, I give them like a 90. I'm gonna be honest.
Fnatic was maybe the best team this week in EMEA.
Yep.
And Apex, I love Fluorescent. She's an amazing player. Mulsi also big props to him, but it they will need a miracle, and miracles can always happen on this game. So I will hope all my heart they manage to win that, but the rationality force us to not put them in win. So I propose to show what the classement, the ranking would look like if our predictions are good, because we all are pred the same things. So a win for Navi, a win for Vitality, and a win for Fnatic. So we would end with Apex and Giant X with a solid 0-5 that will be almost eliminated because they will be a 2 point gap with Heretics, Navi, Vitality, and Fnatic. That will be the first unbeaten team for the moment in EMEA. Okay. We want to pass to the next
Yeah.
group, or you have something to say?
Yeah, let's go next group.
Okay.
I'm good.
And ta dame. Okay. Team Liquid versus BBL was the first game of last time. I think I have notes on it. I don't remember. Anyone has anything to say about it?
I have. Okay. So let's go into the Team Liquid dive as the biggest Nats fan on VLR. Let's go. Okay. So Team Liquid, they come in, they pick Fracture, right? And then it's a pretty decent map. We have a Patty Tech Masterclass looking like Shanghai Patty Tech, okay? And then the rest of the team, they're all playing well. My glorious King Nats, he drops 20 and 13. It's a very good map by Team Liquid, right? BBL didn't play too bad. Nothing too much to comment on this one. Team Liquid win 13-7. We move on to the next map, Haven. Now Haven, Team Liquid got 4 rounds. And it was just a disaster, man. I mean, you look at it was the comp first of all was ISO Neon. I don't know why Camo's not playing the Yoru here. It's a disaster. Serial does not look comfortable on smokes. I just want to say he transitions from the smokes Sentinel to smokes and it hasn't looked so good. You can excuse it. Maybe it's because he's nervous. Maybe it's because he's just the role swap is too new. Maybe this is not the role for him and they're gonna switch it out later. But it's not a good showing by Team Liquid at all. Haven was one of their better maps with Kamek back in EMEA, and even in Bangkok they didn't play it too bad against G2, considering that they're G2, right? So you're expecting Team Liquid to be decent on it, and they just looked awful, right? And then you move on to Ascent, and Ascent Team Liquid run it back 13-4. But this was not. I just want to say, even as the biggest Liquid Glazer out there, I'm not the smartest fan is, but even as me as a Liquid fan, this was not a Liquid masterclass as bringing them to 34. This was a BBL disaster class. Oh my gosh, I have never seen a worse attack half on Ascent. I have zero clue what they're doing, man. This was awful. Their utility was off. Their I don't know what their plan was throughout the game. I just felt like they didn't scrim skins. They just didn't scrim it. They just came in. They were like the Team Liquid. They suck at Ascent. They're not picking this map. And then I don't know what the coaches were doing. I don't know what the players was doing. I don't know what Yumpy was planning out here. But Team Liquid getting the 34 was not. It does not bring me confidence on Team Liquid's Ascent. It brings me to think that PBL went from 2023 Ascent Merchants to the worst team on Ascent I've ever seen in my life.
To
Like
me,
this was
Yeah.
just awful.
to me, Ascent is a really weird map that is really defense favor, especially when you play double sentinels. And if you start losing some round on attack and your mental start to boom, you can lose a lot. And I think if we play the same game, but we invert and it's BBL that starts in defense and Team Liquid in attack, maybe BBL could have won this game because they would not have been snowballed in defense. In attack, Team Liquid was in defense, but BBL would not have been snowballed. Maybe it will be the one that will be snowball and give them a mental boost for the attack, and the game would have been totally different. That's why I hate Ascent, I hate Icebox, because that's two maps that can, with the composition of that Team Liquid have, 2 rounds in attack, winning 2 rounds in attack could have been enough, because after you have not enough thing to have a good attack with the Team Liquid win, and if you win the pistol, then it can be enough to win the game. So yeah, I really hate Ascent. I think it's the worst map. No, not the worst map. I think Icebox is the worst map ever. I think Ascent is a decent second worst map ever. There are so many games where I'm like, well, it's enough free for the defense. They gonna lose this game, and obviously they gonna lose these games. And even when it's a 10-2, I'm not even sure this is a win for the team. The team is 10 because this map is really a nightmare to attack. Is horrible to attack, and if you don't have some either a mental boost or an individual exploit, uh, you will have a bad attack, and so I don't want even trash BBL for that 0-12 attack because it's Ascent. I can't trash anyone for being bad in attack in Ascent.
I just want to say as well, EBL had the choice between playing Lotus or Ascent as the third map. So hypothetically, and they banned Lotus. So is their Lotus worse than their Ascent? Is what I'm wondering. Right?
No, but like,
Um.
I just want to mention as well, the team you ban Lotuses against is a Team Liquid. Team Liquid, we have not won they've won a single game on Lotus against Heretics, where they played like double duelists and they played like Reina Clove.
Yeah, they played the arena and then they got destroyed with that same comp versus Vitality. Yeah, no.
Vitality, and then they got destroyed by Sentinels, and then they got destroyed by G2. I don't know
Yeah.
why you're banning Lotus. Like, you must be awful at Lotus to be banning Lotus against Team Liquid.
No, I think it's the same problem that the team that is picking Ascent and that is picking Xbox. When you scream at team,
Yeah,
you
but
say,
they have to know if Team Liquid have the choice between attack or defense, they're always going to be picking defense.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Because it's Ascent. No one picks that.
but I don't think coach think about that. You know, I think, for example, let's say BBL screamed a lot on Ascent. They made a lot of scream on Ascent, and every time they started in defense. And because every time they started in defense, they were like, "Whoa, we are amazing on this map." Plus the mental boost we have on the second half, so they didn't look that bad on attack, and so they thought they were truly amazing on that map. But when you do the contrary and you start in attack and you don't start in defense, then all the cards are it's totally you have bad information for your scrim. I think that's probably that could happen.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I also want to bring up the BBL comp with the triple initiator.
I hate
I mean, you would expect it's pretty awful. I hate it. And then you have the double sentinel from Team Liquid, which I'm not too big of a fan of either. They conceded 4 rounds on attack, but
Really? You're not a
yeah,
big fan
but
of the double scented.
I'm
Have you
not.
seen
No, no, no.
Cloud9 play?
Have I seen Cloud9 play? I think there are. I think double senti does work. Like occasionally, but I'm not too big of a fan. I think Liquid. I need to see more from their attack, right? I mean, we didn't see enough of their attack for me to really make a comment here. But I think they're gonna struggle on attack,
Yeah.
just judging from the 5 rounds they played. But what I do want to say is that Serial on the deadlock looks 50 times better than him on smokes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I also hate.
They need to change roles, bro. This Astra is not working out for him.
I
I
also.
think what's happening with this.
Yeah, go.
Sorry, I was just gonna say the reason why it goes to smokes is because they go double duelist. So I think if they want to do that, they have to lean away for double duelist, or they have Patty Tech play smokes. Yeah.
Yeah. I also hate double sentinels, but I have to admit, in Ascent, it's not about choice. It can work, but if you play double sentinel, you have to win the defense 10-2 or you are dead. If you don't win 10-2, you're dead. You see, Team Liquid attacked have a 5 round in attack. They lose the first the four five round. It could have been a 0-12 for Team Liquid if they would have started in attack. So yeah, the composition in attack is horrible. But with this kind of composition, you can 12-0 in defense.
Yeah.
Okay, so next game is Koi versus Casey. And I was really not confident on this game.
Snoozer.
Absolute.
Yeah.
So
At least for me, it was an absolute snoozer. Yeah, go ahead.
I was sleeping through this game. I have zero clue what happened. I just know I woke up the next day. I checked on VLR. I saw Quick 2. I'm like, okay, yeah, pretty much what I
Makes
expected.
sense.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I have my own analysis on this game. They start playing Lotus.
Let's hear it.
it was Lotus. It was the map of Koi, and KC absolutely destroyed Koi on Lotus. I was following the game on Kameto's stream, the French streamer that own the team. So I could see the owner react in person with one of his friends. And in Lotus, I think the best team in Lotus will usually win. You know, you don't have a lot of fluke on Lotus. You play good, you win. On Icebox, that was the peak of KC. You have two problems. First, it's a map where aim count a lot. It's one of the dumbest map in terms of game plan. It's usually you bus at 5 somewhere and you can't do a lot of things on this map. And also it's also have the same problems than Ascent. If you pick Ascent and if you pick Icebox, you can be pretty sure you will start on the side where you are the weekend. I think, if I'm not mistaken, KC starts this game in defense, and Icebox is an horrible map to defend. And they got pretty stomped in the defense phase. They really struggle in the defense phase, and a lot of teams that pick Icebox really struggle in the first phase. I really think teams shouldn't pick Icebox or Ascent as their first map for one of the specific reasons, because you can be stomped on the first half, lose your mental, and just lose. But KC stay on their game, even if they started to lose. No, I'm saying shit. I'm saying shit. I was afraid of Koi. No, I'm saying shit. I was afraid of Koi picking Ascent, of Koi picking attack, but they didn't pick attack, and they start with defense and did really good on defense, because again it's not the smartest map to play, and yet what I don't remember. Wow, I think I'm brain lagging on this one. I'm gonna just check the.
Yeah, no one
no,
remembers
okay.
this game. It's just wiped from our memory.
Yeah. So it didn't happen. So at first time it was a relief. I was saying, oh, okay, they don't get steamrolled. But Koi starts to win in defense, because again it's a map where aim is really important, and it's not my word. When I was watching the stream on Kameto's channel, the friend of Kameto, Fatih, was saying, "Oh, Icebox. I'm really afraid of Icebox, because it's a map where everything can happen. It's the map of the upset, and since it's a map that with a lot of aim and not an amazing strat, it's a map where we can have some problem." And it started kinda bad for KC. That was at some point at 10-6, so they need to do a remontada, but they were pretty confident in their game. They continue playing, and they make some good move, and they manage to win. And I have one move I want to show, because it was an echo from KC, and they won this echo, and it was amazingly played. So it will obviously it will charge for a long time, and it's a 3v3 because they managed to take some kills early in the round. And it will have an amazing Tero ult that will literally kill two players. You see, they have to go out, and they know they have to go out, so they wait them with a gunshot, and so they take a kill. So now they are a situation of 3v1, but as you can see, Grubinho is gonna take one first kill, and then it's a 2v2. He got an ultimate, and so this can become winnable for the Viper, but KC will play the post plant almost perfectly. So first, Grubinho is gonna tap the spike, and so obviously Aves gonna use the salvos to deny it. So then Grubinho is preparing himself. He's gonna tap the spike for first time, and he's gonna check on the right. And there are one KC player on the left, one KC player on the right. And first time, the KC player on the left starts to check. And he just check, he don't try to take any kills, and he just go back. And so, he saw no one. So now he tap again. So he say, okay, there were no one on the right, so maybe he was on the left. So he tap the spike, he go on the left, and this time it's the KC player on the left that not is gonna take that is not gonna take the information, and it's the other player that will take the information, not try to take any kills, and then they again win sometimes. And now it's a little bit too late. Grubinho is forced to do something. He gonna go out of the smoke, so going out of your smoke is a little bit hard, and then you win the 1v1 and it's win. And I think it's a really nice echo made by Casey. It could have been perfect because it was a 3v1 and it's kind that turned a little bit awkward rotator. But they played it good in the Viper Ultimate. And yeah, I really thought they would have lose this game because yeah, picking Icebox is always tricky. But they managed to win this one and takes an important win because if you lose against Koi, it's pretty over for qualification, I think. Is my app remind you a little bit of the game, Hades, or not?
You just gave me a description of the game.
Yeah, fair points.
Yeah, just basically what you said. I mean, there's not really much else to say except for Flya, NA GOAT, NA representing, top frag for Koi. NA continues to carry. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't
all
think
I can say is
about this game.
All I can say is based off the stat page, disappointing for Shados. I mean, he's a good player.
He got an ace. He got an eco ace.
He did get an.
He got one of the worst. He got one of the worst aces of all time.
Yeah.
He got an eco ace, and he's 20 and 26.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
He was 12 and 15 on that map where he got the ace.
12 and 15.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And also big props to Aves that was plus 17 on this game and was really great and played good. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we have to go to the prediction?
Yeah.
Okay, so BBL versus Koi. So we all bet BBL. I don't think there are not much to say. This group is pretty stacked, I think. Almost every team can beat each other, beside Koi, that I think is sadly the worst team in this group.
I slightly disagree with that. I think a couple of these teams are on a higher level. Or I think it goes like there's a tier gap between KC and the rest.
This is not the tier list. This is just the points all the team have. They are
no, I know, but you said any team could beat any team. I don't think KC has beaten any other team except for Koi.
Okay.
I'm throwing shade. I'm throwing shade at KC.
Okay. So we will talk about KC versus Mate after, I think. So BBL, nothing to say. We can pass to TL.
Yep.
Okay, so Team Liquid versus Footy Sport, and I think we all voted for Team Liquid, but I think the real favorite might be Footy Sport in the heads of most of people.
I'm surprised all of you went Liquid. I mean, I was going Liquid because I'm like.
I thought I went Foot.
Maybe maybe I have mistaken. I'm not perfect.
I did go Foot.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. This is no. It's okay. This is supposed to be scuff. But no, I went Foot.
Yeah, I
was about to say. I was like, I was shocked when you pull out this page and I see everybody go Liquid. I was like, I'm gonna go Liquid because I believe in that, and that's all I have for Liquid.
Just cross it out and then, or you could do that.
What is the high tech? Okay.
Oh, I see. Oh,
this
is what Kurt from Podjet does, like behind the scenes.
Yes, exactly.
It's update, I think. Yep.
There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Go.
No, I think Team Liquid, they have not looked as good as they have since kickoff. I think they definitely have the potential to and I would consider this an upset if they beat Foot. I think they definitely have the potential to do it. I don't think it's like anywhere outside the realm of possibility. I don't think it's that unlikely either. But I just think Foot is the more consistent team. I think Zeus is insane. Um, yeah, like that. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So okay,
Um,
I'm gonna go because I think I also have actually Foot like as favorites. I have them as like 65 at least,
Oh,
and
65. Okay. I mean, I
yeah.
said 65. Oh wow, but I also have a 65. Now that I think about it.
Yeah,
Um.
but so you see, I'm just gonna sell the fact that Nats is an incredible player. They can adapt serial in. Um, Lohan has been proven to be a great coach and able to fix problems really quickly. I mean, you look at how Liquid played in kickoff, right? Their improvement was really quick over their games. You look at this BBL game, Liquid played much better than they did against Gentle Mates, where they were kind of throwing. I'm just gonna be honest. So I think I have a lot of hope in Liquid improving enough for this game. I don't think they're going to be favorites in any way, shape, or form. But I think as if the right things happen, if the correct pieces show up, I think this team can be fun.
Hades, do you think Foot has improved since kickoff?
Mm, I think in the have Foot improved since kickoff.
Okay. I'm not that
Uh,
agree. I think Foot
I
is
think
consistent. They are still the same level since 2023. They are not bad. They are good. They are not perfect. They are
I
relying on
disagree.
aim.
I disagree.
Okay.
Football
I
are
think
good
they have
and
improved.
they've improved. I think they've improved, but I think other
I
teams
think
have
they
also
actually had a
improved
bit of a
alongside them.
regression in 2024, like in placements wise. But yeah, no, I think they've definitely like their individuals have gotten better as well in
Okay.
2023.
I think
Lads.
Foot have improved. I think you can't. I wouldn't say they haven't improved. I think Valorant as a whole also improved. I think they've just been stuck to
yeah,
that floor
like
where.
the level of play got higher, and Foot also like got higher with it.
I
So like
can agree
they
with
might have
that.
like stayed like consistently like the same place, but like they did get better. I
I
will
can
say
agree.
though, champs 2024 Foot,
No.
we're not good at all. So you know,
But do you think Liquid is
Yeah.
worse than in kickoff?
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Not
I mean,
fully agree with that.
they've just played worse.
I think Liquid just beat Foot in last kickoff, so I just keep Liquid because I don't think there are a lot of change in terms of power in those two teams. So yeah, that's my own argument, but to me it's a 50-50.
I think.
Yeah,
I think
I could see
as
that.
long. Yeah, I can see that. But as long as Serial is not improving, like bringing up the same performance as Kamek, like anywhere near that, then I don't believe Liquid will be good this split at least. That
Okay.
if Zero isn't showing up, I think they won't be good split. Well,
Okay. So
Uh,
last game is really interesting because to me it's pure 50-50. KC versus Mate. Hadis, you think Mate is
yeah,
far better than
I
KC?
got mates. I think yeah, I think mates is better. I think mates have like shown that they're like one of the better team, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like they beat Team Liquid. They went 2-1 against Foot, which they definitely could have 2-0'd Foot here if they won in like the
Yeah,
OT, which was 18-16. Whereas KC have not looked good like almost at all. They beat Koi, and one of the maps was 14-12. You know, um, and like that's not really a big achievement beating Koi. They lost to BBL, which in a series they probably should have won, but they lost due to like having very bad comms and very bad like chemistry with each other, which I think is like like which was basically said. Like if we can infer by what they were saying in their player camps, and I just think mates are like on an upward trajectory, whereas I don't know KC they're kind of stagnating. I definitely could see KC winning because they have like we said they have great players and they have Sadak, they have Aang, right? Like on paper, like they should be an amazing team, and like one day they could just wake up and start being an amazing team. I think at the same time, mates have like, I would say like they've gone from like like the scrappy underdog to like an actual team that can fend for themselves. I think like the one thing that you have to look at is Click. I feel like Click is a big I wouldn't say like he's not the win condition, I'd say, but he's like I'd say him on his performance. If he performs like horribly, they will lose. But if he just performs like badly, I think they can win.
I'm
If
Okay.
that
sorry.
makes sense, because I don't.
Yeah.
Because Click, I don't think Click is a good player. Is what I'm saying.
Okay,
He's only
Nats?
gone. Like Click has
No, no, go
been
for it.
shitting the bed in every single match. Yeah.
You
I'm
say
sorry.
click is
I
not
must have
clicking?
had like I must have had like I must have been like not I must have not slept for like 2 days or something. Cause why the flip did I pick KC, bro? I'm looking at these games and I'm like, why did I pick KC? They just played close to Koi. Koi's terrible, and they made almost be foot. Wait. Why did
They
I
got
pick
Sadak
KC?
though.
You want to
They
switch?
got Sadak though.
I don't believe in Sadak. I think Sadak has not been good on the
They
English
got A.
IGLA.
They got Suigetsu. You know what Suigetsu's doing? Suigetsu's calming more than anyone else on the team. He's going, guys. We need to calm more. He's being a helpful player. That's the Suigetsu we all know.
Shall I,
Back
You know,
shall I
back at the.
you know.
switch? Nats, I switch or I
Yeah,
don't
no,
switch?
I was gonna say that. I just want to say I want to switch. I want to switch case starting from KC to mates. I can't believe I've put KC down. Like Hades Hades just now was like saying like, oh, I think KC is being gapped. I don't think KC will win a game besides Koi. I'm like, oh yeah, I fully agree. And then I look at my own pick. I'm like, ah, KC. Why did I pick that?
Yeah, no, I think KC. They have the thing about KC is they have great players. They have a great IGL. They have a great coach, but the team is shit. You know, like
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain it. And mates like uh, to be fair to mates, right? Like they haven't won a game against a good team, but they did play foot close. Like what I'm trying. And like they're on an upward trajectory. Mini is him.
I mean,
Kamek is good. Click his ass. Who else is on the team? Cadavera is great. Um, but yeah, I was planning to diss Click today, but then I realized he's going against KC, so I can't diss him. I gotta wait another week until they play a good team. Um,
wait, are you seriously just gonna say are we gonna? I'm just gonna let that slip lie, but like Team Liquid, not a good team.
no. I'm saying like I'm gonna like because I am not. I think Click is he at least he has not shown that he is a good player yet. And I wanna criticize him, but I won't do it here because I feel like it's gonna be counterproductive to my point. Feel me?
hmm.
Yeah, I feel
I'll
you.
wait
Yeah,
until who do they face next?
BBL on.
They face BBL. I'll bring it up there. That'll be part of my point on why they can't beat BBL. Do they? I think they will beat BBL is the thing though. Well, it depends on this, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll bring it up when they face Koi. Koi win.
Koi win. That's the game.
Koi win. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Oh, what's the argument for KC?
To me, it's a perfect 50-50. I understand the point of the ingredients being better on KC and the recipe being better on mates. I think I can agree with that, but you say mates have the upward, are rising while KC are a little bit downgrading. And I tend to agree with that, but I think the time will play on the favor of KC because more you give time to Sadak, more he will be better to to speak in English, and it will be true for every other player. So I believe that this game will be really important for KC. I really think
Okay.
they can beat anyone in this group on a good day, but they just need to be a good day to win and just need to improve as a team too. And I'm pretty confident with this team not being trash at the end of the year. Maybe it's too early to give them a win versus Mate that I find really strong. I really think Mate is really strong and could have end first if they didn't lose against Foot. But you see, Mate kinda choked against Foot. And I think if we are in a situation where you have a team where mental will come, I think KC team will have a better mental than Mate. And if Mate give an opportunity to close the BO for KC, to win the BO for KC, KC will take it. But if KC give an opportunity to Mate to end the BO right now, Mate can let this chance pass. And when you let this chance pass, maybe you will never see it again. So I think the experience and the mental of KC may be the key on this BO.
I'm sorry. You said KC will have better mental than Mates? Are we
Yeah,
talking about the same KC who completely crumbled under their mental and had Suigetsu, who's known as one of the least talkative players of all time, talking to the entire team saying we need to talk more, guys. Come on.
you
Are we
think about
talking
which
about
game
the same guy?
you speak
Like they
the game
have
versus BBL.
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah,
game versus BBL where
but
they
to me,
choked Pearl. By the way, you're talking about foot choking.
yeah,
KC were primed to win Pearl and they didn't because they
yeah,
choked hard.
yeah,
And then their mental was completely crumbled. And
yeah,
they weren't calm and they weren't talking to each other. And like you're trying to convince me that team has better mental than Mates.
yeah, because that the game versus Koi prove that this part is solved because they were in the same situation.
That's Koi. That's Koi.
Yeah,
That's Koi.
but the question is
Koi
not
is shit.
Koi. The question is not Koi. The question is their mental. You know, if the problem if Casey's mental, Koi or not Koi, or even an Iron team, if your mental completely crack under the pressure against a team that have an opportunity to beat you, so a team that is not totally trash because they still have they still are 1 point or 2 points to win this game. Well, they could have cracked. So I really think they improved on the mental question.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing I was gonna bring up was you said this is something I agree with is Sadek IGL and whatever it gets better as the season progresses,
Yeah,
right? I just want to counter to that. Aang's coaching gets worse as the season progresses. We saw at KC last year as the split progresses, gets worse and worse until the new split where it goes back up. Then it goes on a downward trajectory.
yeah. But to be honest, to me it's a 50-50. Yeah, I really think the two teams have the weapon to beat the other.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
definitely if KC played to like their potential, they could definitely like take this. But I don't know, I'm just going with I don't know. I just have a bit of doubt that they're going to do that, so I'm going with Mates.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So before ending, let's see what will be the ranking after next week. So BBL would win without any doubt. Then we are better on Team Liquid, but Team Liquid on foot, Boost can do it, to be fair. And finally, a win for Mate. So we would be in a situation where we would have 4 teams in a 2-3 situation, then KC, then Koi.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think that's pretty accurate to how I think the teams will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Okay. Does we have a trade of the week? I think not.
Am I lagging out? Wait, hello?
Yeah.
it's
We
something
are thinking if we have a thread of the
We're
week.
all just sitting in silence. Thread of the week? Do we have a thread of the week?
I think
Do
we
we
don't.
have a thread of a week? That is a question.
I
We did not
saw a-
prepare a thread of a week.
I saw a thread about floor, but I think it was last week thread, but maybe?
Yeah, that was. I think that was the one you're thinking of was last week.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me see if I posted any bangers this week.
We're
Probably
going on
not.
our own post now.
Probably not. Probably not.
I can't even access VLR right now, so good luck, guys.
Oh wait, you can't access VLR in China? I'm fucked when I go. I'm actually screwed.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I don't. Maybe like some random thread. I don't know.
I have a thread, but
Yeah,
it's mine.
quickly, go
You
on
know
your
what? I
Oh.
give you mine, and you
The
choose if.
GE, the GE cutting juvenile. GE cutting juvenile.
Yes,
There we go.
yes, we found
G,
one. Yes.
Yes,
This is
send me,
me.
send me, send
yes,
me.
I don't have the exact thread, but Wait, let me.
I think if you just search in juvenile in the bar, this is yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I
it will be
completely
probably.
forgot that happened actually.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to find like the thread, but.
I can talk about mine. I was proposing my rage baiting floor in Visite Americas when I say
Yeah.
you can't forget. So this is
Yeah,
an
I
important
don't.
fact.
I can't find it, but
So you really can't.
I don't know. I'm like, I'm out of it, man.
Continue. I will give
Please
an
go
important
juvenile.
information because now I have posted an
Go.
article of CNN. An article of CNN where it seems that a lot of countries in the world say to trans people to not go in Americas because or to at least be careful if you have to travel in Americas because it's become really hard now to do it. And since Fleur is Canadian and not American, I'm not sure if maybe she need a visa. I'm not sure of that. But this make it really hard if Fleur want to go back to Americas because of politics. So yeah, that is sometimes it's affect Valorant too. We can close our eyes on politics, but sometimes it's not enough to make it disappear totally. And this is so my advice to trans people: be careful if you go to Americas because now it's become more hard. Did you find it, Alice?
I can't, bro. I don't know how the search function works. I'm complete. But I don't even think
Wait.
they
We
might
can
have been
leave the
taken down, to
juvenile
be
one.
honest.
We can leave the juvenile one for tomorrow because it's
For Pacific.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
But we can describe it. We can describe that juvenile got caught for or got banned by Riot for a year.
I think I have it.
You know?
Is
Yes.
it's a thread by Butterfly Effect?
I have no idea.
It should
Just
it, it,
it's
it
one of
should
them.
be
There's a
actually.
ton of them.
Okay, so let's make it a
But
teaser for tomorrow if it's happened. We are sure we have VLR, you listening for APAC Americas because I thought it was a little bit hard to find someone that can host it.
So we have 3 people, which is
Yeah.
me, Hades, and Fel, but we do not have a guy who can host it. So
Oh, so yeah, it might
what
be
if
a
I just
problem.
like what if I'm not gonna do like what if I just stream my Discord screen and
Yeah.
we just talked and had no overlays. So,
Better than
yeah.
nothing. Better than nothing. And as you can see,
Yeah,
I tried today.
I'll do MS Paint, and anytime we bring something up, I'll just draw it on there.
Perfect. And if you really want to be, if you
Yeah.
really want to be a masterclass, you can also stream your Firefox or your Internet Navigator.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And
pull
I'll
up the
consider
old.
it. I'll see if I have time tonight, but because
Pull
I'm
up,
gonna go
pull,
sleep after
yeah.
this for like 8 hours. So,
yeah,
Pull up the old
Anyway.
Internet Explorer.
yeah, I use Google Chrome, so yeah.
and
Is that banned for you guys or? I don't know.
I use Baidu, which is
What the
for
hell is
China.
Baidu?
So
Oh, it's a
Baidu
China.
is
I thought you meant like in Australia you use Bailu.
oh no, in Australia I use Google Chrome, like a normal person.
Hmm.
Yeah, who uses Firefox? Is
Me?
Chrome banned in France?
No. No, I don't know. I used Firefox still so many times and I thought it was better than Chrome at this time and I never changed.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? 'Cause I've never met someone under the age of 45 who uses Firefox.
I'm old ladies that is now 29.
29. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. And I want to apologize because the technique
I'm
was a
excited.
little bit bad today. Nats was not in the technique, it was me. And it was bad not only because it was me, but also because my internet was pure trash today. I have no idea why. But it's happening. It didn't crash, so
Yeah.
it's at least it's something. It didn't crash. And
It's better than
thanks.
Nats. It's better than Nats.
Better than mine. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't do it on my then, because I'm using the college Wi-Fi, and the college Wi-Fi is ass,
College
so-
Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my gosh. I mean, it's always gonna be scuffed. We were hoping we didn't even get a fourth member.
Hey,
Please.
we got the black picture.
If you are still
You got
here,
the
and
black
if
picture.
someone is listening,
we got revoked. We got revoked there.
oh,
He's listening. He's not talking. He's listening. You know.
perfect.
Yeah. We were, took a nap.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's all for today,
Well,
and see you next week.
Remember to.
Yeah?
Remember
Yeah.
to actually click end stream. Don't do what Nats did on the first week and just close everything. It
Yes,
stays live.
yeah.
I have to do what?
You have to press end stream.
So,
Oh,
there's a
so
button that
stop
says end
streaming
stream.
on OBS.
yeah. So
Stop streaming on
free
OBS.